Welcome back to our online virtual tour of the Savannah African Art Museum. We're in Gallery 2 today, and we're going to be talking about some beautiful bronze pieces from Nigeria. A lot of them are from Benin, but basically we'll say Nigeria. The first piece I'm going to talk about is this gorgeous seated figure here, which is called the Tada seated figure. Now, the Tada is named for the people that found him. The people in the village of Tada were down at the river, the Niger River, and they found this beautiful bronze piece in the sand. So they pulled him out. They had no idea where he came from, and they were like, wow, he's gorgeous. So they took him back into the village. We estimate he was probably made around the 13th or 14th century. So they take him back to the village, and then the way the people always work, they incorporate everything they find into their current lifestyle. So every Friday, around 7 o'clock, they carry the Tada back to the river. They wash him with rocks and sand, and this will bless the fertility of the fish and also bless the fertility of the people. Now, the Tada figure, as we know, was found by the people of the village of Tada, but who were the people that lived in the Tada village? Well, I found out that they are the Nupe people. The Nupe people were an unorganized community. They did not have a king, and they had to pay tribute to the Agala kingdom and to the Ata. Well, the Ata of the Agala kingdom, which means the king, he had an affair with the Nupe chieftain's daughter. A child was born. The child's name was Tsoede. Now, Tsoede grew strong under his mother's tutelage, but when it came time to pay tribute to the Agala kingdom, she gave her son as tribute. But before he left, she placed a ring on his finger that his father, the Ata of the Agala kingdom, had given her when she conceived. So she put that ring on his finger. He was given his tribute, and when he was presented to the royal court as part of the tribute, the Ata said, You are my son, because he recognized the ring on his finger. So the Ata brought in Tsoede into the palace and named him as his son, and he taught him all the ways of diplomacy and kingdom and any kind of education that a young prince would need to know. Now, upon the Ata's deathbed, he called Tsoede to him. And he said, Tsoede, you need to take the bronze canoe that I had made for you, pack it up, haul back to your mother's place, because your half-brothers are plotting to kill you. So Tsoede packed up the canoe, but not only did he take the canoe, he took 9 bronze pieces. Of them, the Tada figure was one of them. As he would travel along the river, he would put out a bronze piece along the river to establish this place, this river, this community of people, that they were going to be under the Nupe kingdom. So he went back, he united the people, he centralized the government, and established the first Nupe kingdom. Now, why is this important? Because Tsoede is credited mythologically with bringing the lost wax casting method to the people. The lost wax casting method is known as Cire Perdue. Now, what is Cire Perdue? Well, let's look over here at this lovely piece. This is a leopard's head. It would have been the Obas, which would have been the king of Benin. So you would start out with a clay, solid piece, and rudimentally create your design. Then you take beeswax and very gently create every detail of your sculpture. His nose, the lines going down at his teeth, the circles and the dots and the lines in his eyes. Once this is done, you take very, very fine ground clay and you slowly put it in between all the pieces until it's completely covered smooth. Then you take a heavier clay and just pat it on it. Once it's completely covered, you fire it, it hardens that clay, and then melts that wax out. And when that wax melts out, you have a lovely mold. So there's usually a hole left somewhere. And what they'll do is after the mold has been created, they will heat the metal to a liquid substance, pour it through the hole. It will fill the mold. Once the metal has cooled, they'll throw it down, break the clay off of it, and you have this lovely piece of art. Now, this looks a little difficult, lots of details, but I think we could probably master it with a few tries. But can you only imagine working on something like this with the beautiful little braided pieces going across his cap, his lovely little eyebrows, every little tiny detail. So it's not something that took just a day or two. It took a long time to complete a very beautiful piece. And as you can see, we have many lovely pieces that have endured the test of time. Thank you for joining us today. Come back next week. Tune in for our visit to Gallery 3.